Landscape and Lighting District and Drainage Maintenance District for Deer Creek Manor subdivision and possible approval of the following resolutions, A and B. Ms. Thompson.
At the June 1st City Council meeting, City Council adopted 3 resolutions for each of the assessment districts. First, to initiate proceedings under the Landscaping and Lighting Act and Drainage Maintenance District, and also preliminarily approving the engineer's report and setting the public hearing for this evening. As we explained at the last meeting, the engineer's reports cover the items that are included in each of the assessment districts. However, because the city has not accepted those improvements for maintenance, we will not be levying those assessments for the next fiscal year. However, we are satisfying a legal requirement by having the public hearing this evening. There are 2 resolutions in front of you this evening, one for the Lighting and Landscaping District and one for the Deer Creek Manor Drainage Maintenance District. Once the resolutions are adopted, the city clerk will provide those to the county along with the clerk's certification. And that concludes my staff report.
Okay, this is actually a public hearing. I know a year ago we did have a couple people that came in from Deer Creek Manor and questioned it, but I see nobody in the audience tonight. But we will open the public hearing. Is there anybody who'd like to comment on this? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. So is there any other questions or discussion by City Council?
I would just ask a question, being that there's nobody here tonight, but were last year, then they must be satisfied?
Yes, the main purpose of the public hearing is for people to come and voice their concern. If we were levying an assessment, they would get a ballot and they would be able to vote yes or no. So apparently nobody is concerned that we will not be collecting the levy this year.
They did do the ballot thing last year, I think it was, or, well, no, they didn't last year either.
No,
Okay.
the first year we did levy the assessment, and that's the only year that we did the balloting. It's not required if there's a 0 assessment.
If I recall correctly, the people that came in last year came in because they misunderstood the information they got, and they thought they owed a lot of money that they didn't owe. And we pointed that out to them, and then they walked away satisfied about it.
Okay, so we have a resolution on page 16.
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
Can you explain to us, Carla, a little bit more details what you mean the levy? You know, basically, how does it fall on the people's property? How does that affect them?
The engineer's report explains and actually lists each item that is included in the district, including maintenance of lighting, landscaping features, the detention basin, stormwater facilities. The engineer's report provides an annual estimate for completing those improvements, and then they look at the total number of lots and calculate a per lot assessment to cover those annual costs.
And what happens if they don't comply?
What happens if they don't pay the assessment?
Correct. I can't hear you.
A lien would be placed on the property.
It would be what?
A lien would be recorded against the property.
A lien. So basically this is what this is, correct?
No.
But it will affect them if they don't comply, basically.
If we were in fact levying an assessment and collecting any amount, which we are not doing, and they did not pay that assessment, then yes, then a lien would be placed. But that is not going to happen this year because there is no assessment.
0.
I know that. It says 0. So there's no other step 2 to this if they don't comply? If they don't comply.
Could you repeat your question?
I said, is there another step to this if they don't comply?
Could you explain what you mean by comply?
Well,
do you mean with the assessment district?
Well, I just want to make sure that the public knows and the information was exactly what happens to the property if they don't comply.
And you're talking about if they don't pay their assessments?
Correct.
Yeah, a lien would be placed, but again, we're not collecting any assessments this year. So nobody would be at risk of not
So the
complying.
lien actually becomes, it falls on the city, where the city basically has the lien on them?
No,
into-
there will be no liens, because there are no assessments, so nobody could possibly be in noncompliance.
Ms. Thompson, if the subdivision at Deer Creek Manor got built out, and the homeowner, there were quite a few homeowners on, they would have the option to take over their own lighting and landscaping district and maintain it and do it themselves, would they not, if the fees got too high?
That is correct, and the annual report gives the property owners the opportunity to cast a ballot, so they could also vote the district out and form a homeowners association.
Is that in writing?
It's under state law.
But is it in writing for them to know that? Because, I just want to make sure that the people out there know this information.
Yes, when we do levy assessments, the property owners are notified and provided a ballot so that they can vote.
Okay? Thank you.